It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Tech for Senior Live, and we're here today to talk about the news of the week. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host. Huey, that's really toe-tapping music. You know, each time I listen to that, our intro music, I am so glad. I didn't like it when you first got it, but it really grows on you after a while, eh?
I thought you told me you liked it when we first got it.
Well, it grew on me. I'm going to tell you.
That was Ron being polite. That was Ron being polite.
Anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome to the show today. You're probably wondering, who are we? Well, we're a group of seniors. We have, and today we like to get together and talk about the news of the day. But we have our main show on Monday, which of course is we call it Tech for Senior. We're in our fourth season. I think we've done 186 shows. It's a Zoom meeting. If you want to come by and have some fun on Mondays, you can get all the information. I'll put it right up here, techforsenior.com, and you go there and it'll give you all the information on how to get to our Zoom meeting. Now, for those of you who are over on our Zoom meeting now, waiting to watch this show, we don't do this as a Zoom meeting. We run this through StreamYard, and it broadcasts to Facebook and to YouTube. So if you're confused on that, I have a big button on our website that says take me to the show. Click that and it'll take you right to our YouTube feed, and you can certainly watch the show. Now, the other thing is that on our Monday show, since it's a Zoom meeting, we see everybody that's there. Everyone that comes and has a good time. We know everyone, we talk to them. But here we have no idea who's out there listening. No idea. It just could be the 3 or 4 of us talking today amongst ourselves. So we really appreciate it if you'd put in the chat if you're here, and if you have any questions, what the weather is, talk to us. Let us know who you are. We'll tell you who we are in just a minute, but we want to know who you are. So talk to us, please, because otherwise, I guess we can have some fun talking. The 3 of us talk all the time. We'll talk for the next hour, but we'd sure like to know if somebody's listening. So please do that. And also, it's always nice too to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on YouTube, do the usual buttons, and that always helps us. So let's come over, and I'm going to introduce. We have a cast of many today. I'm going to tell you who we have today on the panel, and maybe we'll have an extra one. We're not quite sure yet. Anyway, first of all, I'd like to introduce my co-host on Monday, a good friend of mine who we talk pretty much every day, Huey Popluck. He's from Bradenton, Florida. Huey, of course, is as I said, Huey and I started Tech for Senior 186 episodes ago, and we have become very good friends. He has a lot of stuff that he's involved with, such as AI. He has his WinSig that he does. He has a lot of other responsibilities other than just Tech for Senior. So that keeps him a very, very busy person. He's also knowledgeable in a lot of all technology, I'll say. And so he's a good guy to have on our show today to help us go through the tech news of the week. So how are you doing, Huey?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a busy week watching all the new stuff coming out and keeping up with the tech news every week is a full-time job. And it's a lot of fun, and it certainly keeps our mind going, and we need to do that as seniors. We need to keep our minds going. So but I would like to add to something you were talking about earlier about people saying hello to us, especially if we don't know you. In other words,
Right.
if you haven't been on our show on Mondays, or if you're here and you're just kind of lurking in the background, just say hi. You don't
Right.
have to ask a question. We won't embarrass you at all. We just like to know you're out there and get the satisfaction of, oh, we got somebody new in here.
Right. Right. And we also like to know what your interests are, because we adapt the show to people's interest, and we want to know what your thoughts are. So yeah, please say hello. And of course, the next person I want to introduce is a very nice individual. He's Mr. Ray Baxter. Ray is, of course, the music director on our show. And you're going to say, hey, what the heck's the music director on a technology show? Well, he's actually the most popular guy on the show now, because he does the music outro, and he has this toe tapping music that he figures out, because, of course, he's very knowledgeable about music and musicians. So Ray is, but he also, now get a load of this, he also is the president of APCUG, and I'm going to say, let me get this straight, the Association of Personal Computer User Group, APCUG, and he's the president, but he also is a treasurer, and he holds. So not only is he a nice guy, a popular guy, he's an honest guy, because they give him all the money to hold as well. So he's a great techie guy to have on the show. And Carol, his wife, always says that he's the nicest man she's ever met. So, what can I say, right? Do you have anything more anything more I can say about you I haven't already said?
No, I'm going to have a hard time leaving my room later because the head is getting so big here. But, you mentioned all the things I do, and it really doesn't leave much time for anything else. So, but I've always said a busy life is a good life.
It is. It is. And
to echo what Yui said before, constantly learning something new, I think, keeps your mind young.
it does. It does. And for sure, that's one of the things that's great about our Thursday show, is it really forces me to go through all the news of the week and, sort of grasp what the heck's happening. And there's some really good articles we're going to go over today. So I'm sure everyone's got some stuff to talk about. Now, we're also missing Bob. And I think Bob Gostisha, who's usually our regular on our show, he's our security expert. I think Bob is actually doing another presentation and should be joining us shortly. So he'll probably pop in after we start. So so Bob is usually with us, and that'll be the 4 today. But Huey, is there anyone listening to us? Have we got anybody out there that's
Yeah, we actually do.
Really? Someone wants to hear what we have to say. That's great. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Hi, Bernard. Liz is from, of course, Ohio, mostly cloudy and 68. JJ's here. Hi, JJ. 68 in Waukegan and raining. Dick Vogel, good afternoon from east of Huey in Sanford, Florida. Stu is here from Dunedin, Florida, 85 degrees. Huey already informed me about the weather. He was already, because it froze here on Vancouver Island, on little Vancouver Island where I'm from. It froze last night, so it's pretty darn cold. Steve says Kirkland, Washington, 37 degrees. See, he's cold over in on the West Coast here. And Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington, it might freeze soon. Well, it froze last night here. We're going to send some cold weather down to you.
No, thank you.
Di is, I'm at the beach. It's 81. Is Di new? Is Di new?
No.
No. Okay, sorry. Irving, hi from Ottawa, 61 degrees in Fahrenheit.
And that's the only people. Oh, wait, we got one more. No, that was
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got everyone in.
we're
That's
caught up.
all right. Very good. All right. And let's see, is Bob? Oh, Bob has joined us. There he is.
Howdy.
Hello.
I was. We said you'd probably be popping in shortly, and the problem is that on the way the tiles light up on my to be entered into the show, because we have sharing two screens. I can't see the bottom row, so that's why we didn't get you in right away.
No,
Anyway,
I just got here. The Q&A session just ended. I had a presentation this morning with
I thought so. Yeah. Just to let everyone know, let me introduce Bob Gustisha. He, of course, is he is our security expert. He's been with us since the show started on Monday. He's a heck of a nice guy, knows lots about computers and technology, and does lots of videos, and is always fun to have on the show. So I'm going to keep it sort of short. Bob, do you have anything more you want me to say about you?
no.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So the first article that we let me just get this out. So what we usually do in the first few minutes here, I pick one news article that was out this week, and I bring up and see, and sort of we all talk about the article. And the one that I thought was interesting this week was phone accessories that you wish you'd ordered sooner, right? And so I thought this is a good topic, because we all have phones, and I bet most of them have already had all these accessories. So I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about some of these things and see what your thoughts are. So I thought that might be a good idea. So if you do, everyone usually has a smartphone. So let's talk about the first one is a strap, a silicone cell phone strap that occurs on you can put on the back of your phone. And I guess the concern that you would have would be dropping your phone, particularly if you're carrying it around. So have you guys let's go around the table. Huey, what have you had? How do you carry your phone around? How do you hold on to it?
I have a case that goes over it that's got a flap on the front so it protects the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put it in my pocket. And when I take it out, I have to open it up and then hit the button. But I like that. At one time, if you remember, I always wore it on my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
I had a wristband,
Mm-hmm.
but the phones have gotten so big. Gosh, I'd need a special attachment to keep my arm up. So I stopped using those a while back.
Ray, do you have you ever dropped your phone? Have you ever had any trouble with that? Now you have a flip phone. So that's very interesting, because Ray has a little phone. This is so cool. I told you, flip phones are the future, right, Ray?
I think so. I mean,
It's so small.
It's easy to carry, no problem. Now let's say I do have a situation. So I put a case on mine, of course, because the one negative about this particular phone, the case that comes with it is extremely slippery, and I can easily see it falling out of my hand. So to protect the case in that situation, I put so when I open it up, so it looks as my regular phone. On the back here, you'll see a little hook. Now,
I see. Yeah, that's cool.
That when you lay it on its side, I could be watching a movie without having to hold it. It has a built-in stand. But this stand also becomes, if I hold it right, very easy to hang onto the phone that way. So
But it also comes out of the case.
good thing that wasn't on television or something.
or you weren't by the cliffs in in Yellowstone
and
have to go over the side.
Yeah. This case is. I love the case, but it does come off pretty easily. Anyway, I don't have the same issues.
All right, and Bob, what do you? Did you ever use a strap, or how did you drop your phone or anything like that?
Right here's my strap.
Your strap, okay.
I guarantee you it won't fall out of here. Never has.
Right.
I've owned a cell phone since they first came out. Never dropped one. That's not to say it won't happen. I do have a case on it, okay? Because just like Ray said, this is a Pixel 6. It's slippery.
Right.
You got to put a case on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's the same way. That strap looks interesting. I'd like to see if they've got something like that available for an iPad, because my iPad, I've got a case on it, and I don't want to put one of those, I don't want to stick something to the back of the case because the case will crack or break. And so, because it's plastic. So something like that probably would work well. I'll have to see if there's such a thing available for an iPad.
Well, the links in the show notes and or in the on our website, so you can certainly go back and look at the article. Now, the next one is a stand for your phone. Now, let me tell you about the stand for phone. So I actually have two stands for the phone, and I find it very helpful. And I use the stand in the bathroom in the morning when I'm having a shower, because you know what, you guys all know that I listen to podcasts in the morning. I listen to Leo Laporte and his podcast every morning, and I listen to all the podcasts, which of course I don't need to look at the phone. But what I've been doing more lately is using YouTube on my phone. So actually watching the video, right? And so I find that actually my stand's a little bit different than this, but having a stand for the phone, because you need to have it sitting up when you're watching the video, particularly if I'm in the shower, in the bathroom doing my morning stuff. So I actually find the stand really helpful. Now, I never used a stand before. I've just started this in the last year since I've been watching more YouTube videos on my phone. So Huey, stand? Have you ever used a stand?
Switch the picture to show my screen.
Okay. Oh, I see.
That's what I have for my iPad, not for my phone, but for my iPad, right at the head of my bed. So I can lay in bed and just reach up and touch my iPad, turn it on, and I listen to podcasts that way. Or sometimes I watch a movie, but usually it's just to listen to the podcasts, and I
Right.
love it.
Do you watch YouTube on your phone?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
Ray, now that
and also on my TV.
Okay. So Ray, on your phone, it's got the clip there, and you can just lay it on the side, right?
Yeah, I can lay it on the side and watch that way. But for listening to podcast or in the morning, if I'm up in the bathroom getting ready, I use my Amazon Tap. Now, Amazon Tap was one of the early versions of the Echo, but it was not. It's portable. It comes with a battery that is rechargeable, and I don't need to worry about being in a room where I have to plug it in. I just carry it anywhere around the house. I am so sorry that Amazon made the decision to stop making them, and I'm glad mine still works. So you don't need to watch a podcast, I found, if they're talking. It's like, so I leave that on, and it's like easy to carry with me. And the volume is certainly, and the clarity of what they're saying is so much better than you will get out of the tiny speakers on a phone.
Well, with the Miss A, if you've got more than one in the house, you can tell them to all work, and you can have them go out and get most of the podcasts and listen to them through your Miss A's as well.
And do you have one in your bathroom?
No, but I have one in the
That's
the
what we're talking
bedroom.
about, getting ready in the morning. So that's where this comes in. Doesn't matter what room. I could be in my garage, and I can still be listening.
Bob, do you use stands at all for
I
your
have a
phone?
stand. I have a stand exactly like the one that Huey has, but I don't use it because I'm listening to. If I want to watch a video on YouTube, then I watch it usually on the TV.
Okay. All right. Now let's beads. Everyone needs beads, right? Mother of pearl charms to connect to your phone. But I guess the other question is, again, Ray has on his phone, these are basically a handle that you clip on. I guess this is the case, and there's a little catch here, and you can click on there. It's sort of like a handle. Do you now Ray has that? Do you clip that on your belt, Ray, at all? You could with that little clip on the case.
I don't have the pearls.
No, not the pearls, but if you had a clip, you have that little clip on there. Would you clip that on your belt or clip it on the?
No, the hook there is really meant to lay it horizontally.
Oh,
so you
okay.
can talk
All
to
right.
it. But
Well,
the
you-
fact that it
you
has an
can-
opening, I so often sometimes will put my finger there just as another way of holding it rather than putting my full grip on it.
Yeah, the
You-
ones
you-
I've seen like yours, what they do is they slip a finger through there and it holds. And I've
Right.
also seen the ones that look like a knob that go in
We're
the
coming
back.
to those. We're coming to those.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is different. So I guess with younger kids, if they're going around, they want to just hold on to it. It's a cool way of holding onto the phone. Bob, you ever used it? Nothing like that. Okay. Now the next one is interesting. Who wants to take their phone into the shower?
Turn on the camera, have some fun, let
I
everybody.
know, I
Yeah.
know. So
Very
I
good.
thought that's an interesting device is to take your now I guess most phones are waterproof, but you could take the phone into the shower and watch your YouTube video while you're having a shower. But again, I guess well, okay.
That would
But
have to be a pretty long shower.
I can actually hear with the speakers. Bob and I have Pixel 6s. My speakers are pretty loud. I mean, I can hear them talking in the shower. That's not a big deal. But anyway, you can do that. The other one is a waterproof phone pouch, which of course is if you are boating or traveling around in the summer, canoeing. Has anyone, Huey, have you ever had a waterproof pouch? Have you ever been on the water?
No.
Well,
No.
Ron, let me ask you, why would you need a waterproof pouch if almost every new cell phone is waterproof?
Where if it's
Um,
salt water, I sure wouldn't want to depend on. I want a pouch on it to protect the phone from salt water.
Okay, but the
Yeah, I would think that
corrosion
if
of the outside, not the inside.
yeah, like if you're
right.
canoeing and you fall out of the canoe, I think these float as well, so it's going to come back up to the top, and
Okay, makes
that
sense.
yeah, and so and particularly if you're on salt water and you're out, and your phone falls overboard or something like that, then that's a sort of an interesting thing. The other next one is an armband. Now, this is interesting, as you know, for jogging and running and moving around. You can actually get an armband and slide the phone in there, and that's a way of carrying the phone. Now, I actually have one of those. I tried
I
it a
do as
couple.
well.
I tried it a couple of years ago and I hated it. I absolutely thought this is just not for me. I don't like it around my arm. It now I wasn't out jogging. I just wanted to sort of cool idea. Maybe it was great. I didn't like it at all. You have one and you same experience?
I've
or
got
what?
one. I use it when if I walk around the neighborhood just to do a walk. I'll try to walk a mile or two, and I wear a headset like this that's Bluetooth,
Mhm.
and and I can walk around, I listen to podcasts, not music, and I like them.
Mhm. Okay. Ray, have you ever used one? Well, you've got a smaller with your flip phone. You would
Well, the
that
phone,
wouldn't
and
be-
then these are in my ears if I'm out jogging, or I don't
Right.
jog anymore, but doing
Right.
hiking, I'll put these in my ears, and they don't take up any room.
right. Bob,
My
any
Pixel 6 is in my left pocket, front pocket.
pocket?
Yep.
Okay. Where did let's see. And here's the other this is like a clip that goes on the back of it. And Huey, you alluded to that. And there are also little plugs that you could put on the back of your phone
Yeah.
so that they slip between your fingers so that you can hold your phone easier if you're on stage and stuff like that and you don't want to drop it and it sort of just slides, it just clips on the back. You've used those before?
Yes. Yeah, and you go to trade shows, a lot of the people will carry those around in the booths.
Mm-hmm. Right. Did you like yours or did you? It
Oh,
just clipped
yeah,
on the
yeah.
back. Yeah. Ray, have you ever used that or?
Not really, no.
Okay. All right. And Bob, any comments or not? Not. So here's another. I don't know why the slide didn't come up on this. One of the things that I don't know where I'm missing it. Sorry. Screen protectors. Do you use a screen protector on your phone? Now, I don't. I have a Pixel 6, and I have it in a holster on my belt when I'm traveling. I don't keep it in my pocket, and I don't. I think I put screen protectors on some of the first phones I got, but it was sort of a anyway. I haven't noticed any scratches on the screen. I haven't any problems. Huey, what do you think? Do you put screen protectors on your phone?
Yeah, I do, and it's the kind that they usually have a kiosk at one of the malls, and I can't remember. It begins with a Z, and I can't remember the brand name. But they guarantee it. So for $5 or $10, they'll replace it if it starts peeling off. And so, and then one year I bought the glass one that's even thicker. That worked out real well, and so I've never had a scratch or any issues with my phones at all.
Ray, now with your flip, you don't. That's not a worry for you because, of course, it's flipped over. Do you keep it? You don't. Do you keep it in your pocket?
Often I will. I have it folded in my shirt pocket. But as far as using screen protectors, I really stopped using them when Gorilla Glass first came out.
Right.
Because
Right.
that is so almost impenetrable.
Right.
So, but this phone, interesting. It came with a cover. What do we?
Screen protector.
Screen protector. Thank you. It came with a screen protector, which I thought, okay, that's nice. But I found now, after having this pretty close to a year now, that the crease, there is a crease that was not noticeable at all when you fold the phone. Now that crease is becoming noticeable more because of the cover. So I'm going to go to the local Verizon store at some point and just see what they recommend, because I'd like to actually have it taken off and just, as long as there's Gorilla Glass behind it, and just worry about that. But I don't know, because of the crease, if Gorilla Glass or any of those stronger ones came with this phone. That's why I want to go to the Verizon store and talk with someone there.
Bob, any thoughts? Do you?
No protection since Gorilla Glass came out.
Right.
I have it in my left pocket. It's the only thing that's in my left pocket.
Yeah, well, I guess the question would be is I don't have change anymore. You know, with in the old days when you had nickels and dimes.
If I do, that's in the right pocket, not
right
in the left.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm the same. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
The only thing that goes in that pocket is the phone. Nothing else.
Yep.
How about cargo pants? Gives you even extra pockets. That's what I do.
There you go. All right. Well, that's so that was an interesting article. Anyway, let's not belabor that. Ian or Huey, any comments or anybody that's
let's see. We got the one you didn't know who she was.
Oh,
it's actually Diane.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi.
Brian, hello from Peterborough, Canada, cloudy and 61 degrees. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, was about 35 degrees Fahrenheit 2 hours ago, 40 now, heading up to 50 this afternoon.
And we're caught up.
Okay. Let's get this organized here. Let's go.
You got to refresh your screen.
I will. You guys have been sneaking some stuff in since
Well, Ray always posts right at the on the hour when we start.
See what Ray has to say. Is this was this oh, just a minute here. I want to just make sure.
Yeah, it was Ray.
I just want to make sure that I'm on the right account here so I can see who's posted. There we go. Now I can see. There you go, Ray. I think I put this in as well later on, but well done. Do you want to talk?
Well, you know what they say, great minds.
There you go.
This is interesting, but here's the term that I really wasn't familiar with before in this article. But this is a statement from Verizon giving reports on their losses and gains, and they indicate that they lost 78,000 TV viewers. Now, they apparently, I didn't even realize this, offer the system FiOS, and it's a
that's FiOS is the fiber optics.
Oh, is that okay? Should have realized that. And the So they lost those customers, but at the same time, they gained 384,000 5G home internet users. That's the big push that the cell phone companies are all using now. And these numbers seem to confirm that cord cutting 2.0 is here. So, of course, we all know that cord cutting initially was cutting the cord on cable TV. But now in 2023, cord cutting 2.0 is cutting the cord on home internet from the broadband providers like Comcast, Spectrum, My Provider, Optimum, and going now with cell companies instead. So you add the new fiber providers and the competition will only get tougher.
So
I'm wondering, of this 78,000 that they lost on fiber, how much of that was an actual, they swapped them over from fiber to?
I don't think the article indicated that.
Yeah.
Right. But what I've said, and I will continue to say, please go and review your contracts, because life is changing, and it's these 384,000 people switched probably because they got a better deal, and so it's go, and every 6 months you should go and relook at your plan, negotiate it, talk to your company, because these are all changing so fast, Ray?
They are, and so this article gives you the opportunity, if you're interested, to see if it's available, if your area is compatibility. Where I live, we're still working on 4G.
Yep.
The nearest big town does have 5G, but where I am, we're still with 4G. So it'll be quite a while before this home will be eligible for that.
Google Fiber, 20 gigs and Wi-Fi 7. Sign me up.
All right. Think about that. Google Fiber, listen to this, has a someday eventual goal of providing 100 gig internet speeds. I'm lucky I have 100 meg, 100 gig internet speeds. And they're working toward that target by offering to residential customers 20 gig speed and throwing in a brand new, which hasn't even been approved yet, a Wi-Fi 7 router. The article says they're going to do this, as you can see in that headline there, by the end of 2023. Well, by my count, that's only about a little more than 2 months away.
But in very select places.
Exactly right. The article provides a sign up. You have to enter your name and address, and then they will decide who is eligible. And again, Bob is so right. It's only in a few areas right now. But I think such speeds for residential customers on a large scale are really not going to materialize for a long time, many, many years. But it's nice to know that Google Fiber is working hard to achieve that goal.
Sign me up.
Now, what would you do with 100 gig, Ron?
I would be faster than Huey, and that's all I want to be, is faster than Huey.
Yeah, I've got 1 gig. They went to 1.5 gig, and now they're advertising 5 gig, up to 5 gig.
Okay. All the different email addresses you should set up. Oh, wow.
All right. So in general, I agree with the premise of this short article that you should have more than one email address. And this is a point I used to make when I taught computer classes at the local college. I said, at least have 2, one for family and friends, and the second one for all the websites you sign your name up to. Because that way the junk mail will go there and your family and friends should stay pretty clean. This writer here that goes overboard, I think. She suggests separate emails for logging into apps, another email for receiving newsletters, and more. So she's gone too far. But 2 for the everyday person, I think, is fine.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. Oh, and you got a 4th one.
I did a 4th one today. I wasn't sure if I'd have time, but so for those like me that rue the day Microsoft got out of the Windows Phone business, this article provides a little solace. There's the Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, and he admits the company made some serious mobile mistakes in this regard. Now, somehow the word mistake doesn't seem to be strong enough when you consider that at the time they wrote off $7.6 billion related to their acquisition of Nokia, the Nokia phone business. So today, as the article points out, though, Microsoft has a close relationship with Samsung to ensure its mobile Office apps are pre-installed on Samsung's Android handsets.
Very interesting. But I think that may be a bit of hindsight because, Satya Nadella did make the big change in Microsoft and pivoted the whole company around to cloud-orientated business computing rather than just selling software, which really has made the company an extremely wealthy company. And had they focused their diversion on cell phones, would they have really done as well? I guess I don't know. But interesting.
Well, at the time, though, the Windows Phone in the early 2000s was a top-notch phone. I purchased the last one, I think, a high-end one made no less by HP. But it was meant for the business world. It was really good. Spent almost $700, and a year later, I couldn't use it.
All right. Thanks, Ray. That's good stuff. Now, this is an article about chip giant NVIDIA takes on Intel with ARM CPUs for Windows PCs. And this is actually going to come out shortly. This is really interesting. And I talked about this when I did the my article or my video about purchase considerations for a new PC. And I talked about the NVIDIA graphics card and really how NVIDIA has really become a dominant player in PCs now, and particularly offloading some of the workload on a PC through the NVIDIA graphics card. And now they're actually moving on to they're going to compete with Intel in the Windows market with the CPU. So this is a very interesting article, and I think that lots of changes to come, and we maybe see NVIDIA is going to be a major player in the chip manufacturing business.
Well, they are now one of the wealthiest companies
They are,
in the world because of the graphics,
right?
but which gives them the ability to do the regular chips, CPU chips. But AMD is also coming out with some new chips, and Intel has got some competition now, so they're being quite aggressive as well. So we're going to see some pretty powerful computers coming too.
Be exciting. Now this was
NVIDIA still has to twist my arm to make the arm look like it's an actual full-fledged CPU. Because I always looked at it okay, that was a small computer for cell phones and stuff, but that's no longer the case.
No life. That's right, Bob. We used to get those on phones and stuff like that, but now they're moving ahead into the bigger player. This was just an interesting article. Google Photos will soon get better at organizing similar images. Now, this is a future thing that's going to come up with Google Photos, and it's going to take all your images if you want a similar image. For example, you could say if you're doing, let's say you've got a boat at a lake and you want all your pictures of boats. Maybe you have a boat at a lake. It's going to organize these as similar images. And this is the future coming up. So there are lots of changes in Google Photos. And that's another reason why you should be watching our Monday show, because Chris Gould, who is the leading expert on Google Photos, does twice a month. She does videos about photography and changes to Google Photos. So you should definitely watch the show, but lots of changes in Google Photos.
I was just looking at an AI tool, and I just went to look to see what the title of it was, and I can't find it. I check so many of these things out. Sometimes I don't write them down, but it was one where you could take any of your Google Photos and put it, or any photo, and put it in this AI, and it will find anything either the same or similar to it anywhere on the web. So if you've got a photo that maybe you saw somewheres and you downloaded, but you don't remember where you got it from, you can now go ahead and take a look and see if it'll find it and tell you where it came from.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's right. Because if you ever have to go back and look at your old video and say, "Where did I get that picture?" You know,
Yeah.
need to look, that's a good idea. Hey, Huey?
In
That's good.
Google search, you can now search by photo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right, Bob.
Yeah. That's been around a long time and it works well. I use it a lot.
Yeah, we
Except
did,
most of the pictures I put in, they come out with different pictures, never the one that I put in originally.
So this is Apple's Scary Fast M3 Max release date just tipped. We might be talking about this next week because Apple has an event coming up either what's date? Today's Thursday. I think it's early next week, in which they are probably going to announce the new MacBook Pros with the M3 processor. So this is going to be exciting, and we may actually talk about that next week. So if you are considering a MacBook Pro or a laptop, you may want to hold off for another week until we get the final reports. Who has T-Mobile?
I do.
I do.
Do you guys get bills in the state? Do you
I
get
don't know.
bills?
My wife takes care of the bills.
Oh, well, you better tell
No.
your wife. You better tell.
I
your
looked
wife.
I looked to see if
Oh,
my
no.
account was
T-Mobile
one of these.
is automatic.
Okay.
Mine's already automatic.
All right. So T-Mobile will reportedly start switching all customers to paperless billing. So if you get your bill in the mail and you go to pay it every month, life's changing. So
No, part of my contract is I get $10 off for them to automatically bill me online instead of sending it.
right.
So I
They
opted to do that when I switched to T-Mobile.
Well, in fact, a lot of I know when I signed up for a new contract with Rogers in Canada here, it was not an option. You could not get, in order to get the any of the plans, you had to go with paperless automatic billing. They don't want to send bills out and have people pay them. So anyway, cool. All right. Now this is really interesting. Prime Video. Do you guys all have Prime?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So as you probably know, Amazon's Prime Video wants to give you better recommendation, but needs your help. Amazon has slowly been working on improving its Prime Video service. This plan intends to improve Alexa to make it easier to find movie and TV shows. But there's something sneaky here going on in that they actually announced that there will be commercials coming to Prime. So you're going to get commercials, but it's going to cost you $2.99 more if you don't want commercials. So
it's also known as "Hello Walmart. I love your service anyway. I'm already using it. Goodbye, Amazon."
There you go. So just to let you know, life is when you think it's just rolling along and you're watching your Prime videos, well, you may just get some commercials, and it's going to cost you another $2 or $3. I don't know why they just didn't increase the price of Prime. Why are they doing this? This seems a bit weird. Anyway,
there's a lot of money in advertising too.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so more to come on this, but it's happening pretty quick now. So you're going to be interesting. We already talked about this one. Huey, you put this. I put it in as well.
Yeah, but this goes along with what Ray posted up. Yeah, Ray posted about Verizon. This is T-Mobile.
Right.
T-Mobile added 557,000 5G home internet customers. So
I'm not one of them. I wish I was.
Yeah, well, it's
so they're growing on the 5G end as well.
Mm-hmm.
The only drawback for the cell companies doing this, the connection has to be line of sight. And I have one friend who lives in Payson, the nearby town, that has 5G, and he can't get it because no matter where, his house is not in line of sight of the cell tower.
I'm in line of sight with Verizon, and Verizon doesn't think that they have a cell tower.
Send them a picture, Bob.
It doesn't help. I've done that. I
Huey,
went down to the
SpaceX
store
ha-
and I showed him the picture of the cell tower. Well, we don't have a record of it. I said, okay. I said, I can also send you the check that you pay the guy each month for having that cell tower on his property. It doesn't matter. They don't know about it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Mhm.
Huey, SpaceX has 5,000 satellites up there.
And
Yep.
counting.
How does someone get out into space without hitting a satellite?
Wait, yeah, and
Carefully.
then Amazon and one or two other companies are trying to put another 3,000 or 4,000 each up there. So yeah, we're pretty soon we're not going to be able to see the moon. We'll see is satellites.
Those little twinkling lights in the sky aren't stars. They're all
That's very good, Ron.
wow, that's sort of cool. All right. Well,
So we'll have to change the song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Satellite.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Amazing. Okay, Huey, go ahead.
Yeah, Amazon is now supporting passkey logins on the browsers and iOS devices.
And we talked about passkeys a lot last week.
Yeah,
So we won't belabor that.
that's
but,
why I added it.
yeah, good one. That's a good
That's
one.
strictly iOS devices. That doesn't yet do anything for anybody else.
And do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I've got a new iPad, and this morning I updated the iOS from 17.0 to 17.1, and they have improvements to AirDrop. AirDrop is where you can send it to a PC or other devices or to your TV, but it's not simple unless you've got a Mac. And so I've been trying to figure out ways in which I can stream my iPad to my PC like I can with my Samsung Android phone, and it's just not going to be easy.
Windows 11 makes it very easy to stream to your TV and to other devices.
Yeah, but there's not a connection with the Apple iOS to a PC.
No. This is Windows 11. Okay.
I understand, but the article here is talking
They
about
used to have
iOS.
Well, yeah.
Huey, do we have any more comments before we're moving into our last 15 minutes here? Do we have any more?
Just one, and he came up with the one that I came across, and that's TinEye. That was the one I just heard about last night, and that was the image search. And he says, Steve says it's been around a long time, but that was the one I discovered this morning.
Now is that a phone?
This is what I was talking about earlier. It is a phone, and it actually is a straight phone, and you bend it and put it on your wrist. I want one.
You got to be
Not
kidding.
out. It's not out yet. It's coming, maybe, but it's I think it's cool, and of course I wore my phone on my wrist for so many years that I would love to go back to that. I sometimes go out and look at my wrist and then realize I don't have anything on it. I do have a Galaxy watch, and I don't like it because it bothers the wrist. The band on it bothers, and I've tried a couple of bands and I still can't get used to it, so I don't wear it.
Once this comes out, will we now have something new? Will you have carpal tunnel problem now, right?
Yep.
Or will we have carpal wrist now?
All right. This was an interesting article, changing the step a little bit here. This came out about the next generation about EV cars, and this is the Chevy Bolt EV. Now, the reason that this is interesting is because part of the problem is cost, and these cars are costing too much money these days. And this is a new battery technology that they will be using, and it's much cheaper, which again will drop the prices of EV cars. So if you're interested in that, it's a very interesting article, and a big change that's going to occur. I guess as we move down the road with EV cars, the battery technology will get cheaper.
Is that the sealed battery? Because I was reading an article about sealed battery, and I can't remember which company is coming out with those.
This is these are GM currently uses Ultium battery cells that utilize nickel, cobalt, magnesium, and aluminum. The new LFP batteries will help save billions of dollars in capital and engineering expenses. And you can go on and on and on, read the article, but it talks about that. But the big thing is that the cost of these cars is going to come way down, because the batteries, of course, are very expensive to make.
Yeah, and there's different technologies of batteries apparently then too. So you're going to see the price of the batteries coming down quite a bit.
Yep, absolutely. Google Photos now lets you create highlight videos.
No, it doesn't.
No?
That's coming in the future. It's not available yet.
Really? This was Google 9 to 5. It says Google Photos is using AI to let you quickly move topical highlight videos on Android and iOS. It's meant to replace the previous Movie Maker functionality. So you say that's not out yet, Bob?
No, it's not available. I have the latest update to my Pixel phone, and that's not something. And I've updated Google Photos. It's not yet available.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
This is going to be really neat. This is going to be really cool.
Yep.
Thanks. Now, we talked about that. Amazon introduces passkey support for web browsers. We talked about that. Oh, now this is interesting. Huey, you're sort of into TVs. Did you hear about the new over-the-air TV network is launching in 8 cities across the United States?
I had not heard that. Yeah.
This is sort of interesting. This is today, Digital Networks LLC announced that it launched its newest TV station in Joplin, Missouri. This channel will also offer 5 free networks for antenna users in the area. But one of the areas is Oklahoma City, and I was wondering if Bill was. This is going to be available in Oklahoma, and if Bill's going to sort of have a look at this and maybe do a review of that. Anyway, this is new. This is an over-the-air TV network that will be launching, as I said, in 8 cities across the United States, which I think is probably pretty cool. We covered
that. Yeah,
we covered that. Now, new Matter update could make your dishwasher and vacuum play nice. I guess the question that was here was, these devices are all now talking to one another. Where does this all end, particularly with pictures of your house and so on and so forth? Because Matter, of course, is the new standard by which these devices are talking to one another. Bob, any security concerns there?
Yeah, the very next post I have, not security. Security concerns are always there, but soon you'll be able to tell Siri to wash your dishes, provided you have a smart dishwasher and an iPhone. Since I don't own either, that's not likely to happen in my home. That's the very next post.
Ah, okay. And that's oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. This is getting pretty cool, Bob. I mean, how are we going to keep up with all this technology?
Well, you can do it now. You put the dishes down on the floor, and you have your vacuum cleaner that shampoos to wash the dishes.
Yep. Pretty soon they'll be able to bag your leaves outside in the yard.
I just think going into your router settings and looking to see how many items are connected.
Yeah, that's
Probably
right.
going to be in the hundreds.
Right.
I just
Bob
I have a thing on my network, FING, that tells me what's going on my network. I've got 51 items connected to my network.
Wow, and counting.
And
Bob,
counting.
when Matter, of course, is going to update and it's going to change your IoT devices into this software, is this something that happens automatically, you just behind the
Yes.
scenes, or do you actually have to go in and do this?
No, this happens automatically.
So you'll never know that
And
this actually
and it
happened.
makes connectivity so much easier.
Okay. Interesting.
Go back a year, and I think there's a video on Matter. And
Okay.
does Matter really matter?
Matter. Huey, there's the stars. Is that
Yeah,
really?
I had a question to Chris not too long ago. Back when we had the 2 moons in 1 month. I think it was just about 2 months ago. And I tried to take some good pictures, and I had trouble with night photography of the sky. And I asked her if there's any special things that you can do, and she had a couple of suggestions. But here's a whole article about that. And so I put it in, number one, to remind me, but also to tell other people that it tells you what settings to do on your camera, which also includes the camera on your phone.
Part of that also has to do with how much light do you have in your area.
Right.
Where I live, the park that we have, that I'm part of, that's totally secluded. There is no light. When it's dark, it's pitch dark. And of course, you get to see thousands and thousands of stars. It makes
Yeah,
it.
and so I got 2 huge lights in my backyard, and every house has a light in front of it
Right.
from the part of the village, so they're always lit as well. But it does recommend using a tripod.
Yep.
So my question to you, Huey, are those stars or satellites?
Those are stars.
I don't know. I posted the same article, as you can see. Which streaming sticks support VPNs? Interesting. This is an interesting, real interesting article. Of course, there's lots of reasons why you might want to add a VPN to your streaming device, because, of course, if you want to get certain services that aren't available in your local area. So these are, this talks about the different VPNs and which ones work and which ones don't. Good article if you're interested in that sort of thing. How browser, Bob, this is getting ridiculous. How browser extensions turned into malware?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, is there nothing sacred?
Simply through an update from a new purchaser of that app, and they add malware to the update, which was perfectly fine last year, but this year could be your worst nightmare.
Huh. So what do we do to prevent that?
Stick with the store, just one thing. Don't get them from third parties, and stick with reputable companies.
I guess, eh? Wow.
The fly-by-night will sell their product, and when the next company buys it, you don't know what happens to that product.
So is this coming? Google Chrome's address bar is getting a new set of
You
skills?
posted it.
Pardon me?
You posted it.
Well, I'm assuming Google's Chrome address is getting a new set of welcome upgrades. These include searching within bookmarks, folders, typo corrections, site suggestions, and smart auto completions.
Yeah, the searching within bookmarks is really good. I did an article, I think, in one of the our newsletters about it, and also there's some other things that they've added now. When the drop down will give you more suggestions, and it's a better way of finding things than in the past.
Security wise, the best thing that's being added is you can't make the common typo where you have type squatters that wait for you to make a typo to send you to a malicious link. That will automatically self-correct.
Like if you went to go to your bank and you typed in a transposition in your bank,
That's correct. Yep.
it would take you to a
Right. It would
That's
take
good.
you right to the right one, not the wrong one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, is that now? I think what are we at 118 now? Is
Yes.
yeah. I think we're at 118, right?
We got one more comment to read, and it's a good one.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do that. JJ says, yes, I have a smart Samsung dishwasher, but it doesn't load or unload itself.
Ah,
The next model, JJ, you need the next model.
My next door neighbor just got a new dishwasher. It's a female cat who likes to lick the dishes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for coming today. We do appreciate you listening to us and rambling on for an hour about all the new technology. Thank you, Huey, for coming and enjoying the hour with us. You've got a
Enjoyed it.
We'll be, of course, seeing you on Monday. Ray,
Mhm.
take care, and you're getting settled in after your long trip. Everything's coming
Finally about to catch up with life.
right.
Wasn't easy.
And Bob, you are very busy with This Is Security Month, right? Almost finished, right?
almost finished.
You're almost finished. Right?
Last one is on the 31st.
Halloween, scary times, right? All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. And hey, don't forget to drop by on our Monday show. If you're out there and you haven't actually come by on Monday to watch our show, it's a lot of fun on Monday. All right, until we see you again.
Ron, one last message on here for you.
Lillian McCannell, miss the Silveridge sessions. Oh, right. So we, of course, we did all these from Silveridge Resort, and we did sessions there when I was down at Silveridge. So yes, thank you for watching our show here. Say hello to everyone at Silveridge for me. It's certainly a lot warmer than it is here right now. So thanks a lot for coming and listening. We will see everybody next week, same time, same place.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye, everybody.